Hey guys, today is Unit 3, Day 2, and we're going to be talking about eyewitnesses. So the first thing you need to know is there are perceptions and there are observations, and there's a really big difference between these two things. So observations are things that we can use our five senses to give us information. Okay, so sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell. Okay, so observations are facts. They can't be refuted. Okay? Perceptions are what we interpret from those observations. Okay? So, for example, I see a kid sitting in my class that's smiling. I say, this kid is smiling. That's an observation. I can see that with my eyes. However, if I then go and say, well, this kid is smiling, therefore, this kid must be happy. They must be having a good day. That's a perception. So you have to be very careful in forensics, because if we start making assumptions, then our evidence gets lost in the process. Today you're working in your Unit 3, Day 2 slides, and you're going to notice that we're going to be doing 3 different activities. This is your video instruction for Activity 1. So I'm going to read you a list of words, and you can't write any of the words down or talk to anyone else. I'm then going to give you 1 minute of silence where also you can't write anything down and can't talk to anybody else. After this 1 minute is up, you have 1 additional minute to write down as many words as you can that you remember from the list of words that I said. Okay? So I'll read the words. You have 1 minute to do nothing, no writing, no talking, and then another minute to write all the words that you can remember. Got it? Let's go. Here's your list of words for Activity 1. Search, haystack, stitch, thimble, prick, injection, thimble, discover, pin, syringe, sew, barn, shot. 1 minute of silence, no writing, starts now. Okay, so here's that list of words again. All right? So compare this list with what you wrote down. Add in words that you missed, and cross out words that maybe you added that I never said originally. Okay, here we go. Search, haystack, stitch, thimble, needle, prick, injection, and then I said thimble again, so you should have written it twice. Discover, pin, P-I-N, pin, syringe, sew, barn, and shot. So now look at your list, your full and complete list. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 words on it. So look at your list and see how many words you have. Do that really quickly. Okay. So how many words do you have? Chances are your answer is 14. So what's up with that? Why do you have 14 words and I have 13 words? So this is an example, a small example of coercion. And coercion is very dangerous because coercion in law enforcement can lead to a false confession. And a false confession is when someone confesses to a crime that they haven't actually committed. So what did I just do to you? Which word is on your list that wasn't in my original list of words that I read for you? So the answer here is needle. The first time that I read you this list, I did not say the word needle. So what I did is I used words that would make you think of the word needle because they're associated. So I said things like haystack, needle in a haystack. I said search. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack. I also gave you some words that are examples of sharp objects or words that make you think of sharp objects like prick, injection, pin, syringe, shot. So again, this is an example of how you can use language to manipulate someone. This is a really easy way to get a false confession out of someone, or the beginnings of getting a false confession out of someone. So unfortunately, our criminal justice system is by no means perfect. We have some truly great law enforcement officers, but we also have some underhanded and manipulative law enforcement. And you guys have seen this in the movies and on TV. We have good cops and bad cops, right? So this is a thing that exists in our country. And it's very unfortunate because most often the target for a false confession is a teenager. And a lot of teenagers and a lot of parents or guardians don't know their legal rights. So it's important to remember that you don't have to answer questions without a lawyer. If you're a teenager or if you're underage, you don't have to answer questions without your parent present. So this is a really unfortunate situation that we need to learn about as we continue to talk about eyewitnesses.